Hi, my name is Kendra Patterson. I'm a bench jeweler here at Jewelry Creations, and today I wanted to take some time to show you some tools that we use on a day-to-day basis. So we do a lot of ring sizings here, and typically we will have to round it out after we cut the piece of metal on the ring, and these are called bow pliers. They will round out the shank, which is the sides of the ring that go underneath your finger. So this bow plier, you just put the shank right in there, and you can pinch it just slightly so that it rounds. And you want to do this so that the two ends of the metal will meet eventually. So that just rounded it out. And after we are done sizing it and we solder it together, we have to then put it on our trusty mandrel and use our rawhide hammer if we don't want to leave too many metal marks on the piece of jewelry. And you just hit it and round it. And then if you really need to, if it's a really stiff piece of metal and you need it to go a little bit faster, we have a Ball-Peen Hammer, and this will get the job done really quickly. But in doing so, there will be marks that we will have to get out of the metal. So our file is what we use first to kind of smooth out the shank and get rid of some of those hammer marks and kind of blend the metal back into itself. So then once all that's done, if you have a stone that you need to set, it's very easy to do so with your ring clamp. And how it works is you put the ring right into the top of it, then you take the wedge, slide it into the bottom, and then you have more ability to get different sides of the ring, and it just makes it way easier to rotate, and then you can rest it against your bench pin so it's much sturdier for you. This is one of my favorite tools. I absolutely love it. So then once you set the stone, you might have an anniversary band down the road or something that you will need to solder together, and these are tweezers that have hooks on the end of them so that you can put the shanks in there, and they kind of hold the rings super snug to each other, and then it's got a spring action so that they won't move, and then that way you can solder it very easily together. And soldering is done with a soldering pick. So you heat up the piece of solder on your soldering block, and then you just scoop it up with the soldering pick and stick it on the metal, use your torch, and flow it right over. So once all of that's done, you go ahead and you put it in your pickle, and that will get rid of a lot of the fire scale that happens, and that's just marks that the torch will leave on it. And then once you're doing the final cleanup process, there's a series of tools that we can use to kind of help ourselves clean up the entirety of the ring. And how that works is we put it into our handpiece, and there's a pedal, and we rest it against the bench pin and just kind of go. And those are a couple of the tools that we use on an everyday basis.